International governance model choice evidence from Brazilian Francis Hort. Abstract. The purpose of the article is to test a novel interrogative theory of governance model selection in the context of international franchises from Brazil. Given the Brazilian American market context, we added and tested another variable in the model relating to everyone mental distinct between the from Brazil and host countries. To test the theory, we applied to logistics regression model and represented data from the Brazilian Franchises Association in addition to the World Bank doing business index and the central diction perspective and information internationalists feeding slow that their factor influence in Brazilian Francisco choice regarding international governance models the everyone mental uncertainty to of the host countries their behavior and uncertainty and the Francisco's financing capacity. However, the everyone mental distinct does not influence internationalization strategies of Brazil frames. Archimecan frames governance model of entry can be adequately explained with the excision model debit contextual difference. Introduction. One of the most discussion areas in the Francis theory is international governance. When a company adopts Francis as a way to of entering for getting markets, it can cause choose different types of governance model that vary in terms of ratio their income, ownership, and the allocation of decision tax. Due to the combination of decision proposed and interval model in the models from the organization economic and strategy management factor that make influencing the Francisco cash. The following the model implements talks case study with two Francisco from Germany and France. But other suggestion extension quantitative ratio in the markets. Or actually country to base the country to wish contribution country which test the debate by sitting with the camp argued by Ramarwinity suggestion that American Mexican multinational follow a particular and the international that can be partly explained by prediction of theories. This article aims to understand to what extent the integrative model of the international governance model can explain the decision from Brazil. This is the contribution of international funds and American markets iterated in the revised phrase. Why is the way of the Atlantic stand between the home and host countries in the choice that Brazil advances made about that governance model to determine whether the integrative model of the choice of international franchise governance model needs the expand to be emerging markets context. This strategy a service companies where practices are often exploitable because concepting and protection and inseparable and thus country endowments will play a lesser role. 2. Theoretical background. The literature about international business, market entry, and relating classifiable franchise as an important mechanics through with companies enter international markets. According to the hierarchical model of market entry models, companies must make two decisions about how to enter new markets. A company that adopts franchise as a way to enter forgiving marketing has developed in operation abroad like available government modes, meaning the organizational argument that complements Fox international business. Joint venture of franchise, direct function master franchises, and area development direct investment companies and joint venture of franchises are explained of egg control government modes. Interventions franchise investment companies owned only foreign markets. The major law control franchises governance model are franchise overtax arrangement. For instance, in direct franchises, the international franchise sells to business compared to an individual franchise in the host country. Moreover, the majority of the entry and governance model studies have been focused of development countries despite the growing difference of emerging markets and manufacturing. This is the growing importance of the service sector. Francis comes from emerging markets have different historical, cultural, economic, and social context. Regarding the international franchise governance models choice, the Goldilocks debate encourages the net to difference. However, emerging environment have environmental uncertainties bombard out of lesser economic development and weaker in institutional setting. Malfunctioning of or missing in institution prevalent in emerging economy is the ability to interact with institutional war from the Western market may endorse American market from is getting competitive in dealing with transaction costs compared to frame from development economies. Thus, the condition the American market home country costs similar. This both our market selection and government matters. 3. Interrogative model and hypothesis. Proposed an interrogative model that includes in organizational economics and the strategic management variable that can influence the choice of international governments model. The organizational economics perspective highlight the effect of the choice of governance model in reduce cost potentially inches. From the economics perspective, the account analysis environmental uncertainty, behavioral uncertainty, and transition spatial influence. 4. Methodology. Tugas of hypothesis we organization with repetition sample of data from the Brazil Franchise Association. Summarize the variable adapter measure and sources data. The dependent variable is deemed in the core of high control and low control models in each foreign market. The variable reconnaissance the value of I if the franchises of data at least one high control model. The hypothesis information independent variable information currently is complete. Result. First, we investigate wake model fits well with the emerging market franchises. This is of government models in model that model we station the influence of host countries. After one main quarterly in government's model choice, the result of the model support hypothesis account inconsistent with the traditional incantation Francis government model literal based in this contract account theory. Whenever consistent all of the variable average for in the likelihood of outstanding franchises causing a high control mode ways. This question, the empirical analysis revealed their significant fitting. First, the environmental distinction between the home and host countries does not impact the Brazil franchisor's choice of international governance modes. The environmental character of the host countries is a factor that the Brazilian franchises is in this sample considered for their choice of the governance mode. Despite the home country's condition and its relative performance distance to the host countries, the greater the similarity between Brazil and every one of other emerging and development economic, with West supposed to be an effective for Brazilian finances to deal with the transaction costs, does not interest in that likelihood of the control modes. When the horror on the other hand, between financial capacity of to fund the expansion instead the likelihood of government causing big control. Modest feeding are alike with present impression. 7. Conclusion. Conclusion. In the article, we assess the multi-theoretical model of the choice of international franchise government model in the Brazilian context. We discussed to what extent it can apply the dissection of frame headquarters in all emerging markets. The fitting from the empirical analysis revealed that the similarity between the home and host countries' environment does not influence the significance of Brazilian franchises. Moreover, the entirety of host markets and their behavior can have negative on these tendencies. One limitation of our study is the lack of data for other variables suggestions in their multi-theoretical model, namely local market annual access. From intense information about international partners, host market crowding, investment, and about Swiss competition, we said the we account that geographic distance is not the only factor that affect behavior. Uncertainty other aspects such business attitudes, work and qualification level of local staff, physical distance of L and length are relevant. Also, the terms of experience abroad could be included as an additional control variable in further studies. Unfortunately, information about this factor is available from all the 45 55 host countries and vaccine in sample, and access to data about France's international partners is the change. Other intelligence they share the impact to the home fooding. This work was supported in party by quantity and appearances to personal the differences blessing. Thank you.